Okay, so I've got a big problem. I got hooked up online a couple weeks ago with this welding table from Strong Hand Tools, and it's shown up way sooner than I was expecting. Now, wow, this does sound great, but the problem is I have to leave my house in 2 hours. I've got plans to head out, meet up with a bunch of friends. We're gonna go for drinks tonight. We've been planning this one for a long time. I can't miss it. So I've just finished receiving the pallet of stuff here, and I've got the tabletop and all the boxes loaded into my garage shop here. Like most people who order something online, I'm really excited to crack this one open and just check out and see all the different things I have to play with here. So even though I've only got a couple hours here, I'm gonna watch the clock closely. Let's crack these boxes open and let's see what we got. Let's go. Okay, so the table that I ordered online is the BuildPro Max table. This is it here. As you can see, it comes with a lot of really cool stuff. And as I'm starting to crack these boxes open, and I'm amazed at how much stuff comes with the kit that I got. The amount of fencing, the different types of lock bolts, riser blocks, clamps, all that kind of stuff. There are so many accessories that comes with this kit. The specific kit that I got here comes with over 90 different accessories, and it actually even comes with this sick tool cart. And I can go ahead and build that, and I can keep all of this stuff in it. Okay, so now after I've unpacked all of this stuff, I'm kind of realizing how much space this is taking up on my shop floor. I actually have a project I'm supposed to start this weekend, and there's no way I can get anything done with all the stuff on the floor like this. But the problem is I got tooling all over the floor now. And to be honest, I'm kind of tempted to start putting together the tool cart. I'm really running short on time, but I kind of cracked open the box for the tool cart to have a peek. I'm trying to decide if I have time to put it together or not. Sometimes when I order stuff from my shop, stuff like this can be built a little bit flimsy with cheap clips and stuff, and it actually can take a lot of time to put it together. I'm thinking about it here now. Oh geez. All right, screw it. Let's go for it. One thing I am worried about, to be honest, is getting my clothes dirty because we're going out for dinner. So I'm deciding quick change of clothes just so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay, so as I start building this tool cart, as I said, I was actually kind of worried that it would be made up of cheap stuff. Sometimes you see these things using awkward fasteners and clips. Not that long ago, I bought some stuff for my shop and I had to put it together, and it actually took forever to assemble simply because a lot of things were so flimsy and cheaply made. It was really difficult to build. I was worried that this cart was going to take me a little while to build. However, this thing is built out of absolutely rock solid materials. Everything with it is metal, and it's legit bolts, screws, and washers for everything. No cheap clips, no flimsy material. And as I'm building it, I'm actually surprising myself how quickly I can put it together. So as of right now, shout out to Strong Hand Tools for putting a ton of attention to detail, not only with all the accessories, but with this tool cart that's going to hold them. All right, as I've now finished putting it together, the extra time this thing has saved me gives me a little bit of time I can throw a creative spin on my new custom tool cart. Everything that I do in my shop, whether it's a set for my show here or the tools that I have in it, putting my own creative and artistic spin on things always makes it a little more fun to hang out and work in here. It also sometimes lets my mind run free a little more when I'm here working on some kind of art project. Those projects are always a ton of fun to make, or even a big serious project as well. When I get down to a bigger project in here, those are also an absolute blast to work on. So when I finish this table, I'm gonna have even more resources to work on. Okay, right on. I've literally got like 5 minutes to get changed and finished up here. I'm gonna go inside, wash up, and I gotta go pick up one of my buddies. I'm really stoked with how smoothly this all went. For a while, I was really worried I was gonna be late, but we're all good. This cart was built really well, like I talked about, with high quality parts. This thing got assembled pretty much perfectly and right in the nick of time. I just put out a text to another buddy of mine so that tomorrow morning when I wake up, hopefully I'm gonna have a forklift waiting in my driveway. I'm gonna need that to put the rest of this table together. So I'm gonna go have some drinks with my buddies. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, good morning. It's the next day. So although I had some drinks last night, we were up pretty late, I'm actually feeling really good. I'm really stoked, got my morning coffee here. Guess what showed up? That's right, so we got the forklift, we can lift this thing up and assemble it properly. So first off, definitely have to take my kids for a bit of a joyride in this thing. And after goofing around with them for a little bit, it's time to pick the table up. And this thing picked up really easy, no problem. Nice thing about this is you can lift it up, clean it up from shipping a little bit. So during shipping, it comes with these little feet that are screwed into the bottom. These basically lift the table up as a pallet and protect it from shipping damage. All you have to do at this point is just unscrew them, and the next thing to do is start assembling the legs. They come with these really awesome casters. These things are solid. And there's definitely a couple different ways you can configure these casters on the bottom of the table legs. You can configure the threading on it to stick out further, or you can have it in a little bit further. And then you just screw the table legs into the bottom of the table. It's as simple as that. These threads definitely needed to be cleaned out. I used a wire brush, an old piece of tungsten or something like that. You can kind of just scrape the threads out. And the cool thing is that each of the table legs has these different pin combinations. So you can actually set it up to lift it to a higher elevation or lower it down as well. So between the pins and the adjustment that you can make with the threading on the wheels, you can adjust it to a perfect height, and then you can level it so the thing will not wobble around at all. So after thinking about how I want to configure this in my shop, I actually left out one of the table legs. This thing is still super sturdy. I actually still have the table leg. I'm going to keep it and I'm going to put it in if I need to later. This thing is still very stable, because one of the main things I saw is look at how much storage room is underneath this thing. This way I can hang even more clamps or whatever I need underneath. Not only does this thing give me huge surfaces to work on for all my projects, but the custom storage ideas I'm getting for underneath this thing is going to be really cool. This thing is going to be a huge level up for my shop here. The surface of this table is covered with something called a nitrided surface. I think that's how you say it. Nitrided or nitrited, I don't know. But whatever it does, it's supposed to help prevent weld spatter from sticking to the table. Again, obviously not really a big problem for me. I'm only doing TIG welding in here, so weld spatter shouldn't really be a problem. I do have some days though. So the cool thing about this surface is not only does it keep things relatively spotless when it comes to welding, but I can actually use a piece of chalk or soapstone or whatever. I can roughly draw out any layout I need and I'm gonna be able to see everything really clearly. It's a perfect way to sketch up your layout for a rough project. You can see everything clearly. And then of course, after the fact, I can now set up all of my fencing off of that. I actually just finished building two really big projects in here. One of them was kind of a heavy duty gate for my neighbor. Another one was a really awesome headache rack for my truck. Both of those episodes are in the description below. Check them out. But I had to build them on this tabletop surface here. I obviously had to arrange these things so they drop flat. I used a bunch of shims, all kinds of stuff. I made it work, it was fine. But taking a look at both of those projects that I built and picturing how easily I could build them with this new table I have here, this thing is gonna be an absolute dream for building different stuffs like that rack for different trucks, building gates, any other heavy duty stuff, whatever. This table can handle it all. Setting up fencing for whatever I need is gonna be super easy. And when I'm welding things, keeping them flat and secure, well, to be honest, with all the accessories, the different ways you could set them up, the possibilities are endless. The amount of accessories and tooling I have here, not to mention all of the additional kits that you can get for your stuff online, you can literally set these tables up for pretty much any project you can think of. Okay, so being totally set up, look at the amount of space I have here now. With this much space, I could legitimately have 2 or 3 projects on the go all at once in here. In between filming my episodes for YouTube, working on art pieces I've got on the go, as well as bigger, different projects I have to build, having this table has literally changed the game of what I can do in this shop now. I'm gonna be making another episode reviewing the table from Strong Hand Tools in a few months or something like that. Leave a comment below if you're stoked to see that. I'm gonna basically break down all the different ways I've figured out how to use the table and get into all the different details of what I think about my experience using the table. So be sure to check out the Strong Hand Tools website. That'll be linked in the description below. If you're looking to have something that can change the game of your shop, you do not have to look any further. Again, thank you to Strong Hand Tools for hooking me up with this crazy table. I am really excited to use it. Go out today, do a random act of kindness for a stranger. For Pacific Arc TIG Welding, my name is Dusty. Fill and chill. We will talk soon. Peace.